Would you say he's the most box office athlete today?
So I think it's such a fascinating question, and I love the term box office because that means business. And business is ultimately the root of everything. And when you think of box office, I guess you got to start thinking in the combat sports world. It's like, okay, Roman Reigns, obviously a tribal chief. I mean, this guy, 600-some or 1,000-some days as champion. Obviously, everybody's watching. The Rock, Conor McGregor. A lot of people want to see him potentially get knocked out. That's big-time box office that he's been able to do. Then you go over to the world of a man who has more followers than the population of the United States of America. A man who I think the rest of the world would say is the biggest star on the earth, sure. And a man who got me actually to download an app to watch soccer. You think maybe Messi? Maybe Messi's the biggest box office hit in the entire athletic sphere, but then you have to wonder, has there ever been a man? And I guess in the NFL world, it's the first time in the first 7 seasons. I saw the hick from French Lick, one of the only people to have 3 championships, 2 MVPs. It's like Patrick Mahomes had over 200 million people watch him. Not only have a game-tying drive, but a game-winning drive in the biggest stage. I would say Patrick Mahomes is the biggest and best box office we have in the sports world, and he's only getting started. He's just 28 years old. Money is good around that man, and I think we're lucky to have him.
What you got Saturday?
Oh, I 100% agree. And now listen, I got to defer a little bit, right? Because I'm looking at 2 box office dudes right in front of me. You know what I mean? We got Shay, right? We got P-Mac, like different levels. You know what I mean? I'm just an old lineman. You know what I mean? I'm just making good, working for the company. You know what I mean? Yeah. But let me just say this: when I think about box office, and you think about what Patrick Mahomes just did, and P-Mac, you just said it. In the first 6 years, that what he's done has never been done with the Shield, that NFL Shield, which is different. And this guy, not only has he made his head coach now a known commodity on commercials with the little nuggies and all the jokes, and everybody loves Andy Reid now. He's got his tight end dating the largest pop star in the world. She's coming to all the games. Like you said, you got 200 million plus watching him and understanding. And then he basically takes the game over. The last drive of the fourth quarter and overtime, and just wills his team to victory. And by the way, doing all this as the nicest dude on the planet. I mean, it's incredible the way that he handles his business. And you were 100% right. It is all business, and you betting on that dude, your money's getting better every day.
Well, the only thing that saved the 49ers and gave them a chance was they ran out of time in regulation. Because if they'd had 30 seconds, they'd have ended this game in regulation. Patrick Mahomes has been box office. He has been box office. You talk about the 3 Super Bowl MVPs, the 2 regular season MVPs, but it's hard for me to believe that there's somebody in North American sports bigger box office than LeBron James. He's LeBron. He's LeBron. And he moves the needles. Clicks, likes, mentions, jersey sales, conversation, $125, $30 million in endorsement and salary. It's hard. And I love Patrick Mahomes.
Shannon.
I gave him the name Mahomes Boy. And then State Farm didn't want to give me no credit, so they started calling him my homie. You see what they did to me, P-Back?
That's messed up.
They cut me out.
Wait, Shannon, hold on.
I don't like that at all.
Put me on camera right now. Okay. Yeah. I get it. King, LeBron James, there's been no one. I'm with you. But you think still now, you don't think it's like LeBron's a little past his prime, not winning championships, while Patrick Mahomes is in the midst of a dynasty?
Yeah, he's in the midst of a dynasty. But name recognition, brand recognition. You said box office. You're not saying who's playing the best. You said box office. Box office means ticket sales. Hey, P-Mac, I thought box office means money. Who generates the most money for whom? That's what I thought.
I don't know. The NFL's king last time I checked. NFL, most
hold on. You said the NFL. I'm saying you saying when box office, you're talking about that you talking about that individual, not the entity.
Hey, Shannon, I'm going to say this. When I was in high school, Braun was a couple years older than me. His high school team, St. X, came and played the Pennsylvania All-Stars in Pittsburgh. The entire state of Pennsylvania put together an all-star team to play against LeBron James's high school team. And I was in high school. Sold out the arena. LeBron has been selling out arenas literally since he's like 15, 16 years old. So I can understand why you're saying what you're saying. And then you think about Omar, who runs the ESPN social media. He's literally made an entire career being considered one of the greatest interneters of all time off of LeBron James and LeBron James's family. Let's not even talk about just LeBron James. On the internet, he's been able to do it. But right now, I mean, if this question was asked like 10 years ago, I think to Molly's point, 5 years ago, maybe even 4 years ago before Patrick Mahomes has become Patrick Mahomes, I think LeBron James might be the answer. And I understand complete, because he still sells out every building he goes into, Shannon. Every building that LeBron goes into is selling out. That is just how it's always been. So I can see how that's he's pretty big.
I do think the Messi take's pretty interesting, though.
Yeah.
I mean, look at
From a
what
global
he's
perspective.
done.
For sure.
If we're talking global box office, what
And
he did
soccer
coming to
stinks to
Miami.
watch.
What
I mean,
about
soccer
Ronaldo?
Yeah, but like
stinks to
suddenly I'm into soccer. Like, what is that?
Yes,
hold on.
me too.
P-Mac.
It's
I
terrible
know.
to watch,
We're
Shannon.
on
It's
the
a terrible
bandwagon.
sport to watch.
Pat, we got right on the bandwagon.
P-Mac, you said Messi with followers. You do know Cristiano Ronaldo has 600 million on IG.
What about
quick,
most
hold on.
box office female athlete all time?
Oh my goodness.
Is it Serena?
Has to
Probably.
be.
Have to be.
Right?
Absolutely.
If we're talking
yeah.
I was
box
watching
office,
tennis
it's gotta
because
be
of Serena.
Yeah, yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
that was something we were all doing. It would have
And when
to
the
be
Williams
Serena.
sisters came through, it was so much attention and changing the game in so many different ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That Tiger Woods
Last
kind of
person-
impact on golf. You know what I mean?
Last person
last
before we go, and Jeff Saturday had this man's hands on his high hamstrings, we'll say, for a long time. Peyton's big-ass head is recognized everywhere
Yes,
in the
it is.
world.
Sure.
Yes, it
Peyton's a
is.
huge
Yeah.
star, and
Yeah.
especially now him like just transitioning the commercials, the TV stuff. It's
Oh.
just continuing because he's so good.
He's going to have a B. He's going to have a B, a billionaire, before
Ain't no
his
doubt.
time is
Ain't
up.
no doubt.
Yeah,
All right,
And
you
then
guys- you guys can just roll the bumps.
That
I
thing
know we're
right there,
talking too
that
much.
forehead, it's known everywhere.
Oh, would you
Whoa,
stop?
5 head, 6 head,
You
7. Hey, big,
Can I get
big.
maybe 9? Maybe not go to 9
You
to
guys
10.
can,
10, 10,
producers,
10,
you
9,
can
11,
roll
9,
the
12,
bumps.
12.
We're good. We're good. It
All
was
right,
a good
sweet.
conversation. Did Purdy do enough in that Super Bowl to silence the doubters?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is, I mean, Shannon act like this dude walked out there and got boat raced by the Kansas City Chiefs. Like the quarterback himself didn't do enough. By the way, the man walked off the field with a 3-point lead in overtime, right? So all the things, he can't stop the muff punt or the punt hitting the guy. He can't stop McAfee fumbling. He can't stop an unblocked lineman coming free. He can't block. It baffles me that you act like what Purdy did wasn't good enough to win this game. Because we keep talking about how Patrick Mahomes is in a different level all by himself. And that's 100% true. But to pretend like Brock Purdy didn't do his part for this team to be in the realm of winning this game and potentially should have won this game. And when you talk about the 10-point lead and talk about what was it, they should have run the ball more. They should have given it to C-Mac more, right? And not because of Purdy, but because the strength of the Kansas City Chiefs is what you played into the teeth of. And that's silliness. And you and I both know after Mahomes' pick, they should have run the ball. They throw it 8 of 9 times when Kansas City is playing and making it very difficult, exotic packages, all those kinds of things. But not only did his numbers look fine, but he made an extended play, Shannon, and made tight window throws and made the plays that you're. So here's what you said. You said there's still doubt because he didn't do enough. So Lamar Jackson is the MVP of our league, and he played this same defense. And I think he's probably had 20 more yards, maybe 20 more yards than Purdy. Had an interception he throws in triple coverage and has a strip sack to give it up. So if we're saying that Lamar Jackson was good enough or had a chance to go win that game against the Chiefs or had the best team to go win it, how do we say anything different about Purdy? He is good enough for them to win the Super Bowl. He walked off with a lead in overtime, man. Like, he can't play both sides of the ball. So what does he have to do besides getting his team in his first, average 8 games, 9 games, whatever he played his last year to the NFC Championship game, getting hurt, and then the next year leading his team back to the Super Bowl and getting beat in almost double overtime against what we're talking about is a dynasty right now. It's just, dude, that's silliness. Like, this dude did plenty to silence the critics.
The problem that we're having Saturday is that we're grading him on a curve. because he was drafted. Listen to me.
No.
As he was drafted. Let me ask you a question. Did he have as good a game in the Super Bowl as Jalen Hurts did the year before? Yes or no?
No.
And we still have questions about Jalen Hurts.
Okay, but here's the thing. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Jalen Hurts had a better because he ran for 3 touchdowns, and 2 of those runs are 3-yard runs. But it's what you're asking him to do. Did he put his? He didn't fumble it so. If you want to go that way, Hurts hurt his team as well with the fumble. So he did not hurt his team at all. He gave his team nothing but advantage to win. And that's what we talked about he needed to do that. But I still would say that I don't have questions about Hurts. I think he's a good enough quarterback to go win the Super Bowl the same way I would say Purdy is as well. There's no questions. That's not a question. This dude is played plenty well.
I just believe that if Brock Purdy was not Mr. Irrelevant, we would have questions. But because he's a 7th-round draft pick, you say, well, Shannon, look how far he's come. He's Mr. Irrelevant. He's guiding a team. That team was more talented on both sides of the football than Kansas City.